right. Oh God, let's see if this functions. This God, hair's always messed up. I don't know why. I try to keep it. I try to keep it nice. Not that anyone's here, but not yet. All right. Oh, okay. How's it going, guys? I'm Spen, and I guess welcome to yet another live stream where we talk about life, the universe, everything. We might discuss, things that are a little bit more controversial. Almost nothing is really off topic for this kind of thing because we're just kind of doing this free form as we normally do. I don't actually have a direction for the ship. I tend to let the audience lead a little bit more and discuss topics, and things like that that you guys want to talk about. But the good news is that oh, Potato King, hey, how's it going? Gamega. I'm guessing that's how you say your name, right? I may mispronounce it or something. One second. That's a thing that I need to make sure. Yes, very good. So, well, doing good. How about you? I'm doing great. Thanks. I'm doing fairly well, I think. Is this the right position I'm supposed to be in? I have no idea anymore. Try to get a little bit more light on the situation. I got it right. Cool. I'm usually terrible at pronouncing things, but anyway, doing pretty good. Oh, awesome. But so what we're going to do is we are going to talk about life in general and how things have been going. As of recently, I put my resume in a couple different places, and hopefully that goes somewhere because I'd very much like to be working in the tech field, and I spend a lot of time getting those certifications. I still have so many to go, and it's such a huge, long journey. And when you look at it from where I'm standing now, it just seems like there's just miles to go. But every step is positive, and we're working through it. Undertaker, hey, Spin, how's the new place? The new place is great. I like it quite a bit. I really do still miss Tennessee. Tennessee had some charm to it that I really liked. Georgia definitely has some charm to it I like. So there's that, and that's a fairly cool thing to have going on for you, is moving to a new city and kind of testing yourself, testing your mettle, that kind of thing. Where I live in Glasgow, Scotland, another lockdown is on the horizon, sadly. That really sucks, guys. I hope that doesn't last very long for you guys. I know right now everything seems okay. I think everything seems all right, or is all right as it's going to be for right now. But yeah, so I decided to get the camera out, do a little bit of a live stream, and talk to you guys for a little bit and see what's been going on with you guys, and kind of give you guys an update on what's been going on with me, where are the videos, what's going on, why haven't I been shooting and doing this kind of stuff, and all of that nonsense that happens, things like that. But for the most part, I just want to talk about how things are going right now, and how things are going is fairly good. We have an election coming up, as everyone knows. And I'm not going to encourage you to vote for one side or the other. Obviously, I'm going to encourage you to go out and vote. It's not my job to tell you how to vote, and I'm not going to. It is, I feel incumbent upon me to say if you are old enough to vote, you should be out there and doing it, finding a way to do so. Always be safe. Don't take unnecessary health risks, but definitely please go out and vote. It is very important that everyone's voices are heard, so we can start bringing our nation back together a little bit more cohesively. And I think one of the first steps is to go out and vote. And from that, we can talk about some other things, some things that I personally believe when it comes to political ideologies and things like that. I'm not going to go into that very much because my political beliefs and things like that are mine, yours are yours, and that's how they generally stay. One thing that I definitely do believe, and I think is absolutely necessary, is for the House and the Senate, we definitely need term limits now. We definitely do. Because we have people that are career politicians that are so out of touch with how technology works that that they have to get their get their secretaries to show them how to use their phones. They don't know how things work, and they have to constantly be told how things work. And it's not to say that they're stupid; they're just technologically illiterate. And that's a problem when you have people that are making rules and laws based around technology. Tide, hey, how's it going, man? Good evening. That's the problem when you have people that are they're making rules and laws around technology that they don't understand. When you don't understand something, you're naturally kind of fearful of it. So if someone tells you that this technology can be used in this way, you're going to immediately go, oh, we have to stop that. That has to stop. This has to stop. The problem with that is it's a reactionary knee-jerk thing. And those reactionary laws, principles, thoughts always cause a problem. We don't have net neutrality anymore because a group of people decided that we didn't need it. And that's a problem. Let's see. That's probably why when Trump learned how to use his phone, he went trigger happy on Twitter. It's entirely likely. As far as why Trump does that kind of stuff is that it's free publicity. It is the more that you give him for free, the more he's going to try to get for free, and that's just what that is. As far as that's concerned. Most of the people that run the U.S., our country as a whole, are way out of touch with the generation that is currently working and fighting for this nation. And it's not to say that the age doesn't have wisdom and guidance, but if you look at the House and the Senate, how many people do you see that are like in their 30s? To be the president, I think you have to be 35. I think that's around that somewhere. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, obviously, in the comments. But we never see that. It's always someone who's like in their 70s or their 60s, 70s, 80s that are running for these things. And the career politicians that we have, some of them are in their 70s, 80s, and so on and so forth. And that's not to say that those people don't have a right to be there. What the problem is we have a stagnation of ideas. When you have things like that, when you have a group of people that are extensively removed from, I guess, the mainstream. They're very, very set in their ways. They're very set in their ideas. They're raised in a different time period, and they're not really great at change. So the issue that we have is that we need term limits on these people so that we have new ideas coming in constantly. So you don't get a career politician that stays in there for 40, 50 years, basically life, because most of the time they don't get ousted. not very often. And in the chance that they do, it's a 2-year election cycle. I think it is. Maybe wrong about that one too. If I'm wrong about that one, again, put it down. If I am wrong about something, put it in the comments, and I'll address it to the best of my ability. But the problem with that is we need newer ideas. We don't need rehashes of the old ones. We don't need people that are old and scared making laws. We don't need that. We need people that know what something is. We need people that know what technology can be used for and how it can be used, and not someone just giving someone else the cliff notes so they can vote on a bill that they've read but don't understand. This is exactly why net neutrality went through, because we had just a douchebag of a FCC guy. It was a previous Verizon lawyer. He wanted this to go through because, we don't need net neutrality. We don't need that. We don't need that. We need the ability to be able to microcharge you for access to websites. We won't use it, but give us the power that we won't use, but give it to us. Is what I've gotten out of that. Ajit Pai. Ajit Pai. He has the most punchable face out of anyone. No, we do not need a furry as president. Nothing will get done. Nothing. That's not. We don't need that. What we do need is we need we need more people that have better technical understanding. It's why when Andrew Yang dropped out, I was really sad, because I thought Andrew Yang had a better vision and a better understanding of how technology works. Give me 1 second. I'm just waiting on the delivery, and I need to make sure that I am mostly conscious of that. Okay. But so that's kind of the problem. Is like Andrew Yang posited the theory that that technology is growing in such a rate, and it is, that AI will be doing a lot of jobs that other people would be normally doing. And when we check out a grocery store now, it's mostly automated. And most of us don't even really want to interact with people. If we don't have to, we don't want to. Just get my groceries and go. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to ask you how your day is. I don't want to do any of that. And because of that, there's a need for that kind of thing. And how long until more service industries are like that, where you no longer need a person there? Not that many. So, or at least not that many. You need someone there, obviously, to man things. But let's see, Magnus. Hey, how's it going, man? Anyway, that's the problem. Is technology is moving forward, and the people that are making laws about said technology, these people don't really fully comprehend it, and it's not their fault. They weren't raised in it. They don't know any better. And most of them, as far as I understand it, are fairly technologically illiterate. It's the same thing with the gun debate and things like that. The same principle. It's people that are afraid of things that make laws on things. And if you don't fully understand it, please educate yourself before you make judgment calls on things. And whether you're, pro-gun or anti-gun, I don't care. I don't care what your stance is. I really don't, because the principle is the same. The problem is the same. It gets down to the same points. These people are disconnected, and they don't need to be there forever, because they don't represent us. They represent the 1960s, the 1950s, the 1940s. These people represent a bygone era, and they're trying to apply that logic to now, and it's not working, and it's never worked. I know it's a system we got, and we need to be able to change it. civilians should be able to own RPGs. Technically, that is correct. The founding fathers did not want the government to have more power than the standard civilian, and we should be able to own those things. We should be able to. The problem that you look silver spoon fed. I do. I look silver spoon fed. What does silver spoon fed? What is that? Is that saying that I was rather well off when I was a child, or have never had to struggle for very much, or something like that? Would that be the point you're trying to make? And if so, why are you making that point? They mean snobby and raised with money. That's an ad hominem attack. Are you suggesting that my thoughts, my principles, and the things I have to say are rather invalid because of that, or like what does that matter? Does it mean that my notions are bad? I don't want anyone attacking this person. I want them to speak for themselves, because it's important that we have a dialogue. And I'm not going to shut someone down because I disagree with their opinions. But ad hominem attacks are just what you use when you can't argue from a point of fact. But that's basically just what it is. So I'm interested to hear that. We are going to continue to move on, but Amir, I believe. Amir, please tell me what you mean by that, and where you disagree with me on my points, if that is in fact what it is. Now, as to the question of whether or not I was quote unquote silver spoon fed, yeah, my family had money, and we were fairly well off, and no, I never had to struggle for anything, and all the rest of that. That said, it's not as if my friends didn't, and it's not as if I was sequestered away in a country club somewhere, and never met anybody that was quote unquote working class. I'm about to take out a loan to get Quadlands NVGs. NVGs are nice. I definitely would like a set myself. They're great. But you don't necessarily need a quad lens NVGs. They're nice. They're great. It's just I don't think I need them. For the most part, just regular like NVGs would be great. That'd be all right. Throw it on my helmet and it'd be fine. But yeah, I think that a lot of people, they're like 42K. Yeah, they are. I'd love to have them, but I'd rather just get like some of the other NVGs that are out there that are a little less pricey. I don't need the quad lens. I don't think. But yeah, as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to this kind of debate, this kind of thought process, I just don't think that I don't think it's something that really even needs debating. As far as I'm concerned, as far as gun rights are concerned, I will always be shall not be infringed. That's how it works. Shall not be infringed. Trump or Biden, I'm not answering who I'm voting for. I'm not going to answer at all who I'm voting for. And, I may not vote for either one of them. As I witnessed an IRA march in Ireland the other day. So yeah, that happened. That's a little scary, but yeah. I'm voting for the Vermin Supreme. Neat. I'm voting for Kanye. Well, everyone's got their own opinions, their own votes, and things like that. Again, Amar, if you have something, yeah, please do not vote for Kanye. It's already like 2020 has already been such a messed up year. Why do we need Kanye? But anyway, yes, that is the thing. Is I personally believe that the Constitution is what it is. Constitution obviously can be changed. Why do I do these videos? Because I have every right to do so. First Amendment, protected by the Second. But that's basically that. Why are you asking? Like, I'm allowed to do videos just as you are and anyone else is, addressing my opinions, my points, that kind of thing. But that's why. That's why I basically do these videos, and to connect with the people that want to come and watch me talk. And there seems to be a fair number of them. Oh yeah, and about the Third Amendment, smart guy. What about the Third Amendment? Let me actually look up all of the amendments so we can just go over them. Let's see. Yeah, quarantine soldiers in my house. Yeah, if necessary to do so, then yeah, that's a thing that we have. You explain yourself very well. I wasn't being rude when I said silver spoon fed. You just look like a rich kid, and first impressions was what's he know about life. Suppose it was quite rude then. Yeah, actually, it probably was. Let me have this out just so I have this. Bearing arms, quarantine soldiers. Third Amendment, no soldier shall in time of peace be quartered in any house without the consent of the owner, nor in time of war, but in a manner to be prescribed by law. Yes. Let's. Yeah. But yes. Yeah, I guess that was kind of rude because it suggests that because of how I was raised, I couldn't possibly know anything about the world. Unfortunately, fortunately rather, for me, I traveled a lot and I saw a lot of things outside of my own country, outside of my own, as you might call it, social class, whatever that's worth. But the problem there is that it discounts knowledge. It also is suggestive that that any of my points will be invalid because of an economic standing, which can and would be used the opposite way to say that other people couldn't know anything about this because they either have too much or too little money. And I don't believe that. I believe in personal experience. I wrongly judge the book by its cover. It's not a problem whatsoever, but it is an interesting point that I definitely want to address because it's something that happens a lot. It's something we all do. So don't feel too bad about doing so because we all do that. We all judge books by their cover. We're taught not to, but we do. We judge everyone by appearances first because it's usually the first thing that we see. When we're looking at someone, you don't know what a person can bring to the table for you, and that's sad. It is, but it's something that we do, and it's something that we have to remember that we all have that bias against ourselves. Bro, okay. It's a square. Is the Earth flat or round? The Earth is, in my opinion, round because science tells us so. There are flat earthers. There are people that believe that. They have funded research that has proven themselves. But it's not actually holding completely round either. It's kind of like oblonged a bit. It's not perfectly spherical. Um, we see it like that because of the atmosphere and stuff. Um, yeah, it's obviously a fucking oblong. I don't understand flat earthers. I don't really myself either. And uh, is is Earth flat or round? Is it? It's whatever Chuck Norris makes it. Yeah. Um, but basically, basically, the idea of this is these are conspiracy theories that someone would have something to gain by keeping this from us. Um, and it's the same people that maybe not exactly the same, but it's the same people that seemingly believe that the moon landing was faked, even though the evidence to that would be so contradictory. Um, it's just it would have cost more and needed more technology to fake the moon landing than to actually just do the damn thing in the first place, which is what we did. There is a reflective disk. You can shine a light, it will shine back. Well, a laser anyway. There are things like that. We have multiple countries that also confirmed the moon landing, including the USSR, which was not on friendly terms during that period during the space race, which was also during the Cold War. They had more to gain by telling us we didn't do it and telling the world we didn't do it than telling everyone that we did. So there's that. I want to be in the army. Well, you can definitely join, should you want to. There are plenty of recruiters, and I have some friends that are in the army, and some of them like it, some of them don't like it. Just really depends on what your like MOS is for that. Um, you can do whatever you want. Um, let's see. Even flat earthers have proven the Earth is round. That's true as well. They have financed like lots of things. The guy that kept shooting himself up into the air with a rocket, he eventually killed himself because, of course, he did. But he was not able to ever prove anything. They have used lasers to try to prove that the Earth should be flat, and and it isn't, and they've proven themselves wrong. It's kind of like people that wanted to prove the power of prayer was real, and they financed this whole study, and the evidence showed that people that knew that they were being prayed for actually did worse than the people that didn't know they're being prayed for. Just in general. Hold on one second. Hello. Very good. Thank you so much. All right. Okay. Um, I will be back in like 5 minutes. I have to just run and get some groceries. So talk amongst yourselves. I'll be back. 5 minutes. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Let's see. All right. Yeah. So, well, you guys really did kind of talk about amongst yourselves. Weird. Okay. So, yeah, I had to go down and get some groceries and things. So that's good. Spin looks disappointed. I'm usually disappointed. So don't worry. It's natural. It's very natural for me to look disappointed. Yeah. So what we were talking about was our general government and our constitution, things like that, and my personal beliefs on having having net neutrality as being an absolute standard. We wait patiently for you. Thank you so much for doing so. Thank you guys so much for waiting patiently as well. I tried to make that as quickly as I possibly could, going down, putting everything away, and getting back in front of the camera just for you guys as quickly as I could. Do you have a girlfriend? Yes, I do. She's in the chat, actually. So if you're looking for her, she's right there. But yes, she sometimes is even on camera with me occasionally. But yeah, so we were talking about gun rights as well. I know that's kind of a hot button issue for people. I don't really know why. Second Amendment's pretty fucking clear on that one. It's the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. And obviously that's the part that really matters to Senator Civilian versus well-organized militia. That's really important as well. Yeah. Commies coming, trying to take away my freedom. Probably not. Realistically, the vast majority of people probably aren't going to actually do anything. It's too expensive to do so. A lot of people during DMC saying things like, it's just like, yes, we are going to come and take your guns. I'm like, you probably won't. You barely get taxes done, and that's like barely. Most of the time, people are audited. When they're audited loudly and big, and they make an example of them so that it scares people, so that we don't realize that the IRS doesn't have enough people to do that to everybody. And that's not saying you shouldn't pay your taxes. You should. It's the law. It's just stating that the IRS is technically an organization that's only supposed to be active during wartime. It's supposed to fund our military. But they got a taste of that sweet money, and they stayed, because why wouldn't you? And then they were given lots of power to put people in jail for that. Just sounds a little suspicious. It's a little sus, my dude. Let's see. Have you ever looked into your family history? Because I did, and I found out that I'm a direct descendant of the McDonald clan. I also found out a lot of my ancestors killed Protestants. That's the thing. You look back in your family history, eventually, somebody's killed someone. The IRS is theft. It basically is. Lazy Irish Potato, I'm here. Hey, how's it going? Welcome. Also, hi. Okay, yeah. But my personal opinion on guns is that you should be able to own whatever it is that you want to own. I think there should be some training involved for a lot of things, but you should have access to any weapon system that our government has access to, because it's a check against our government. The government should be afraid of its people, not the people afraid of its government. It's just how things work. Trump versus Biden in a fist fight. Who wins? I mean, they're both really old. Biden might not know where he is. Trump will just tweet about it. So I can't tell you who. I think we all lose for having watched it. Let's see. Wait, would that mean that we could have nukes legally? Technically, if you could afford them, you could. But I don't think that anyone would be able to afford that kind of thing outside of a government. It's the same. It's the same kind of thing as like saying you should be able to own an F-22 Raptor. You should, but they're like really, really expensive, and they require lots and lots of training to be able to use them. So that's the thing. The old IRA was much better than the new IRA. I don't know too much about either one of them, so I have to default to someone else's knowledge because it's going to be more than mine. I think that when it comes to certain things, I think that like you should be able to have a fully automatic SBR that's suppressed if you want it. I think you should be able to have that. I don't think there should be limitations on that. There should not be limitations on magazine size. California is ridiculous beyond measure when it comes to things like that. None of these things matter at all. None of the gun laws matter. None of that stuff matters at all because criminals will still do it. All you're doing is punishing people that haven't done anything wrong. That's what you've done. But do you live in California? Absolutely not. And if there is a just and loving God, which I have my doubts, I won't, because it would mean giving up a lot of my freedoms and things like that. Now, all of that said, I firmly believe all of those things. I think that should be the case. I also believe in training with your firearm. I don't believe in buying something you don't know how to use. Like, that's another thing that is so frustrating is I see people with guns slung across their back, and they're just like, well, I'm exercising my right. Yes, you are. You're also being a dick. Like, how often do you train with that? Do you really know how to use it? Is it necessary for you to have an AR-15 on your back and to go to Walmart? Do you have every right to do so? I think you're ridiculous, but you have every right to do so. I much prefer concealed carry. I don't want people knowing I have a firearm. Generally speaking, if someone was to start something and they know you have a firearm, you're probably getting shot first because they don't want to get shot back. Most people that are there to commit mass homicide tend not to want to fight anyone. They're there just to take out their rage and anger on everyone else. What we actually really, really need in this country is more money towards mental health and more money towards social work. We need more money towards those things, and there's a lot there. It's a very complicated issue, and it's hard to unpack it. But I firmly believe in the Second Amendment. I do, and I always will. I love having guns and shooting guns, and I love the ability to carry and defend myself, because police are there to pick up the pieces, not to save you. They aren't. They're not there to save you. There's an adage: when seconds count, the police are minutes away. It's unlikely that an officer is going to be right there beside you. And those people that want to strip that away from you, if they even could, the only reason they don't care is because they have armed escorts and armed bodyguards that are around them 24/7, paid for by us to make sure that they're safe. So of course they don't give a shit. Of course they don't care that the average citizen is unarmed, because it doesn't matter to them. It doesn't matter that you can't protect yourself. They can protect themselves. So they have their own private security force. Who cares about you? You don't need a gun. That's what the police are for. And someone pointed this out to me the other day in a meme, and I thought it was kind of brilliant. I think there's some holes in it, but I think it's brilliant. Saying you don't need a gun because the police are there is like saying you don't need a fire extinguisher because the fire department's there. Like, it literally is the same thing. Like, it really is. There are some holes in the logic, I admit. However, that's just what it is. That's where we're at in life. The things I would do to have the Second Amendment in the UK. Exactly. All the people, it's really easy to oppress your society and to tell them they're guilty of thought crime when they have no means of fighting back. The first thing you do is strip them the right of defending themselves, and then you strip them the right of saying what they think. You strip them of the right of ever saying anything negative about you, because negative things about the government, well, that's not very patriotic, is it? Well, we should have some sort of law that prevents people from saying things that make us upset. What a terrible fucking idea. No. How you are punished for saying things that make other people upset or saying things that are not reasonable or rational to other people is you let those people say those things so we know who they are. And we also know, I didn't realize Jim was a racist. We're not going to do business with Jim anymore. Jim's perfectly allowed to say his racist bullshit thoughts, but we're also perfectly allowed to vote with $1 and not shop with Jim anymore. And that's basically the thing. It's just like, the people in the UK can't fight back against the shit government, sadly. No, you really can't, because you never had the right to bear arms. Our country was founded on the right to bear arms, freedom of freedom of religion, and freedom of government. We are a republic. That's what we are. We are led by the people, and and the people don't really want to give up their guns. You have some loud people that guns scare them, so they want them gone. Well, that's fine that you're scared, but the rest of us aren't. So, and I get where you're going. I get where people are going with things. And I get that no one wants to see innocent people die because of that. And of course not. I don't want to see innocent people die from that whatsoever. This is why I think that mental health needs to be a priority in this country, because it's something that as our country grows, people are more and more disenfranchised, and they feel more and more like a faceless part of society, and they want to stand out. And our media glorifies, however accidentally, glorifies mass shooters. We do, because we know all the names of these pricks that have done these things, but most of us can't name a single victim of a mass shooting. Like, none of us can. So yeah, and that's the problem. Is we put these people's faces on the news, they become famous, and they don't deserve that. These people are scum. These people are cowards. These people shoot innocent people. They don't deserve admiration. They don't deserve a minute in the spotlight, ever. I don't want to know what their name is. I don't want to know what this pathetic wretch's name, their family history, and how their neighbor just thought they were the nicest guy and their mother's so shocked. I don't care about them. I care about the victims thereof of something like this. This person obviously mentally disturbed, needed help. We don't have that. We can't provide that to people because we don't put money towards that. Now we have to deal with this asshole that's on TV for 24 hours a fucking day about some mass shooting. We're not covering the families that much of the victims. I want to know more about them, about their lives, their hopes, their dreams, their aspirations that were shot down because someone couldn't handle some shit. I want to know about them. I don't want to know about what the guy's name is, or what his face is, or what their faces are. Like, I don't care about them, and we shouldn't. And that's a problem that we have too. And we have to stop that shit too, because it leads into more of this. these people just trying to get their 5 minutes of fame because their bullshit ideology has been fed into them. Well, I can't make it any other way. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to beat the high score. That's how some of them think of it, a high score. There's actually a video of a group of kids that, like, they didn't use guns. They stabbed this poor girl, and they were planning on doing more, but they got caught, luckily. And it's mental health things. It's just like being able to spot it. Let's see the news coverage of a shooters whose mom wasn't surprised. Yeah, we've never seen that. The mom's always surprised, and that's the thing. It's just like, some of those people, we have to start treating mental health more seriously in this country. We do, and it needs more money into it. And there's a lot there. There's just so much there that we can do better. We can be better. And, the issue isn't a gun. It does make it easier to commit these kind of crimes. And yeah, I will concede that. But the issue isn't that. The issue is the person behind the gun. That's always going to be the issue. Because the gun is just an object. I can lay out any of my guns behind me, and I guarantee you that we can wait forever, and none of them will load themselves. Someone has to do it. Have you ever heard of the Slender stabbing? Yes, I have. And that one was even more messed up, because that one is a group of people that, now correct me if I'm wrong, but that was a group of people that did some really heinous stuff because of the Slender Man games. So that one is a really, really messed up thing. I wish I could own a gun, but I'm underage, sadly. Well, you need to be, I think, 16 with a parent to own a rifle. So they technically have to be with you. And 18, you can buy a rifle yourself. 21, you can buy a handgun yourself. So just tick off the days until you can, but be safe with it. Be careful with it. Get good training with it. Practice with it. And, understand that it's a lethal tool. Sam, hey, how's it going, Sam? Powell? Is that right? Am I saying that right? How's it going? Anyway, as I step down off my soapbox for this one, I just firmly am very pro-gun. I'm also pro-net neutrality, because I think it's two sides of the same coin, and it's the same group of people and that are suggesting that this needs to happen. Like, you have anti-gun people that suggest this needs to happen. You have, people that suggest this other thing needs to happen. It's going pretty good, honestly. Been playing some Minecraft today. Now I just laying in bed trying to chill. Awesome. That sounds great. Let's see. For the people who don't know, basically 2 girls stabbed their friend in the woods because of the Slender Man stuff and set off to find the fake mansion. Yeah. That's another thing. Just people that are easily influenced do terrible things. But the reason and we'll step away from the pro-gun stuff right now, because I'm sure you guys are sick of hearing about it. But I'd like to talk why it's really necessary to have net neutrality. Net neutrality prevents corporations from basically monetizing different things and slowing certain platforms and speeding others up and making them pay a premium, which in turn makes us pay a premium for that service. Imagine having to buy a package for Twitter because you didn't pay the fee for that. Well, then you don't have access to that. And allowing these corporations to do so, there's no reason to do so. None whatsoever. Unless you are planning on using it against the people, you would not need that power. You wouldn't. No one would. But let's see. Spin. I wonder what would happen if people if the machines of the world had AI and started attacking. I mean, I don't know about that. There is lots of theories on that about like why AI could be dangerous to people, and we definitely have a lot of theories that suggest we shouldn't be pushing for AI so quickly when we don't have a way of stopping the infinite growth that would happen should we have one that actually gains sentience and decides that we don't need to be there. Let's see. I'm about to escape reality at my will. I don't know what that means. What do you mean escape reality at your will? Let's see. I'm sad because another relationship went wrong and I'm alone again. I think on giving up on trying to find someone. I think when it comes down to trying to find somebody, you shouldn't be like actively trying to find someone. You should be actively trying to find who you are, and let other people find you, and just relax, be yourself, and don't worry so much. Is that saying is stop worrying about trying to impress people and start trying to make something of yourself, because that's more important. That by itself will actually impress people, which is the point. Is being yourself is what's cool. Like being what someone else wants you to be, that's what becomes a problem. So I don't think that's a good idea to just say that you're giving up. You shouldn't be looking for someone really in the first place in that regard, if that makes sense to you, if you understand what I'm saying. Because I think that when it comes right down to it, people are looking for someone to make them happy, and if you're trying too hard to make that happen, you might end up with someone just because you just want to be with someone. You should be with the right person for you, always. Let's see. Spin. I've started doing art, but my teacher took my sketchbook and there is yiff in it, and she showed my parents. What should I do? Okay. You probably shouldn't be drawing that anyway. It sounds like you're underage, and if your teacher is confiscating a sketchbook, you probably shouldn't be drawing that anyway. As far as I'm concerned on that, draw furry art if you want to, but maybe the sort of like not safe for work stuff you should leave until you're much older. That's not something you should even be dealing with anyway. As far as like your parents and things like that, I highly suggest like emphasizing your artistic talents and saying that this isn't something that you want to be a part of anymore, because you probably shouldn't want to be a part of it right now anyway, or really ever in my case. But I think that when it comes down to these kind of things, again, if you are underage, you shouldn't be messing with it. You shouldn't be messing with anything that's not safe for work. It's probably not good for you. But I'd love to tell you the how-to guide of getting out of that or whatever. But when it comes right down to it, I highly suggest that you put that away until you're like of legal age, because it's going to be a problem. Yeah. Ink says it right. If you're underage, stay out of adult spaces. It protects you and the adults. It definitely does. So, like, I know that's probably not what you want to hear, but it's also the truth. and it's important for you and for everyone else. Let's see. The way to get rid of AI is called turning the power off. You can't turn the power off to everything, is the problem. And power grids are controlled through digital mechanisms now. It's not as simple as just pulling a plug anymore. And you'd have to convince everyone to turn everything off permanently until it could be scrubbed of that, which you probably could maybe, but you have to think what's all, that. I will go now. Good night. Well, good night, Ash. I hope you understood what I was trying to say, and I hope that you find somebody eventually. And but for now, personally, just focus on you. Focus on bettering yourself, being a better version of yourself. Your education, whatever it is that you want to do, whatever it is you want to be. Focus on that right now, and you will find those people naturally. You will come across them naturally, and they'll probably be better people than what you thought you wanted. I speak from a lot of experience on this one. Pour water on it. Yeah. Cabe. All right. Thanks for responding. I haven't really done much art after my teacher found it. I am 18, living with my parents, but I had to retake a couple of classes, and I'm still going to school. Technically, that's fair, being 18. But here's the principal issue here is you should really be focusing on scholastics right now, just for right now. Anyway, just get through all of that, and if you feel like this could be something that could endanger you losing your living space, then you should definitely not be doing it. So just be careful about things like that, and focus on your scholastics. Focus on getting through school and getting out and going to college or doing whatever it is that you want to do. So focus on those things, and I think it'll be better for you. I really do. I hope that helps. But yeah. So got a little derailed there, a little bit sidetracked, but the whole nature of not letting major corporations decide what access we have to the internet, it all boils down to censorship, and censorship is something that I don't agree with. I don't think that you should be able to censor somebody else. It's the same way with art. I don't think you should be able to censor art. I think that when you make that sword, you don't get to hold on to it, and when you do that, the next person to pick it up can easily go after you. So it's a hard choice. If you find something reprehensible, don't look at it. Don't support the people that do. I do know who I want to be, what I want to do. That's fantastic. And I'm sorry. I don't know who I want to be and what I want to do. Well, depending on your age, you might not. I didn't really know who I was and who I wanted to be for a very long time. I don't think I really settled on anything until I don't know, I was 29 or so. I really didn't know. So don't worry about that. Honestly, I don't like school. I know I need it, but I don't feel like it does anything for me. I feel as if I've gotten less smart over the last few years. I also suck greatly at math. So yeah, half the stuff I don't know unless it's English class. Everyone's got their different strengths and their different weaknesses. Just because certain things might not click for you right now, they might click for you later. Especially in high school, I sucked at a lot of things. I still did okay. I still passed, but I sucked at a lot of things. And it turns out that I was thinking about a lot of these things wrong. The teaching methodologies they were using didn't click with me. And it wasn't that I couldn't understand it or was, I was less smart, as you say. It's probably not that. It's probably a teaching methodology. Like, some people are kinesthetic learners. Some people are audiovisual learners. I mean, for me, I have to be able to touch it. Otherwise, I can't really understand it. I need to be able to manipulate it myself. So that's basically what it is. But anyway, guys, they're explaining it too complicated and fast for me most of the time. And that can happen too. My schoolmates have been harassing me because I can't speak. I've had a couple instances where someone threatened me and tried to make me talk. My family and teachers do nothing of it. You should definitely see if you can't find a way to you need to be able to go higher than just your teachers. You need to be talking with your administrators. You need to be you need to go higher than that. If people are threatening you based around something like that, that's a problem, and it needs to be handled. It needs to be handled by someone. And if it's constantly not being handled, then you should be going above those people. If these people are unwilling or incapable of handling it, then you need to go above them. And you need to speak with the school administrator and explain what's going on, explain the situation, explain why nothing's being done about it, or it appears nothing's being done about it. And this is a persistent problem, and it's something that you need to have taken care of. So I would suggest highly doing that. If your parents don't seem to care, I don't know about that. It would strike me as very odd that your parents wouldn't be right there with you trying to figure that out, because it seems like something that's going on with their child. I know that if anyone did anything to me, my mom was at the school, and sometimes it was embarrassing, but she was there. So that should be something that should be happening. I don't know about that. I can't really speak to that, but I definitely know that if your teachers are not taking the proper steps, or they seem like they don't care, then you need to speak to an administrator. Are you okay? You look so sad. No, I'm fine. I'm a little tired and a little hungry, and I need to start cooking dinner because it's about 7. So I should probably get something to eat here soon. So with that in mind, I think I'm going to go ahead and call it short. I'm trying to make these 2 hours long, but I'm going to call it short because I still need to get food, and I still need to cook for not only me, but I also need to cook for Ink. So, I don't want her to starve. But as per usual, I will give the last 5 minutes of the stream over to you guys to ask anything that you would like. So for the next 5 minutes, ask whatever you want. What do you have planned for dinner? I have 3 options. It's either going to be chicken, pork, or beef. I've got some nice beef short ribs that I can make into some really, really cool stuff. And maybe some riced cauliflower or mashed cauliflower, something like that. Go for chicken, maybe. Beef sounds good. Yeah, it usually does. All right. It's all you guys now. 5 minutes. Nose is itchy. Because if no one has any further questions, I'm gonna go get food. I hope you have a great night, evening ahead of you. Yes, I hope so too. I usually like to do 2 hours on this stuff. I might set everything back up after and do some gaming if you guys are interested. I do also have a video I'm wanting to shoot. I hope whatever you choose to eat will taste great. I hope so too. Oh, okay. You guys have 4 more minutes. What about the cooking with spin video? I tried that. I can't cook in fursuit. It's just too dangerous. I'll be asleep by then, but I'll be interested nonetheless. Great. And coming up on 3 minutes left in the Q&A kind of thing that I try to do for all of you guys. Nothing comes to mind. That's okay. You guys don't have to ask questions if you don't want to. I like giving you guys the last 5 minutes. Andy, how's your day going? It's going great. About to cook some stuff and clean up the kitchen, which is a wreck, and then I'll cook it. They cook some things, and then the kitchen will be a wreck again, and then the cycle will repeat infinitely, forever. I think, yes, forever. My mind is blank, but I enjoy the streams, even if I'm only here for like 5 or 10 minutes. That's okay. You're welcome to be here for as long as you want or for as little time as you want, no matter what. So, yes. Okay. And I think we got like a minute left. Well, 2 minutes left. I'm sorry, 2 minutes left. And then we're going to end it. And then I will get food. And you guys will get on with the rest of your day. And then later on, I think I'm actually going to shoot a video for you guys. So that'll be fun. I think we're going to, I think I'm going to do it on success, or maybe, success or risk versus reward. Those two I've been working on for a while, and it's been a bit of a thing trying to hammer them down. All right, coming up on 1 minute now. Oh yeah, I hope they're interesting to everyone. That moth in the corner room. Hi, hey, how's it going? Sorry you joined us just at the end, but if you got a quick question, I'm happy to answer it, because you got a minute left of the Q&A, and then we're done for right now. And I might be back on a little bit later doing some gaming. We might do some, what is it? Dead by Daylight, because I really enjoy that. I'll definitely watch that. It sounds interesting. I just like to, have people think, and hopefully I can do that. Oh, okay, I might be there. All right, cool. All right, guys. If there's no more questions, I'm going to go ahead and call it. Thank you guys so much for being here and joining me on the stream. I know it's a Sunday night, so some people aren't here. Some people are just getting up if you're in a different country, and some people are going to bed. So anyway, thank you guys again so much. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. Make sure you share it with your friends, and make sure everyone knows the glory that is our channel and why they should be a part of our fledgling army. Aside from that, I actually have some words to leave you with, because I was looking up a bunch of quotes and things anyway for someone else. I will leave you with this quote from Buddha. Change is not painful. Resisting change, however, is. All right, guys, that's it for now. And I will see you next time. Everyone be safe and remember to think, because that's the best I got for you. All right, now let's see if I can close the stream out. All right. Bye, guys.